So today we're going to have a look at this. This is an SMD test meter. I've got some fixes coming up that I'm going to need this for. And rather than using my meter, I wanted to use something that was a little bit more flexible. So let's get it out of the case and let's have a look. So it comes with the unit itself. And we'll have a look at that in a second. A spare pair of grips at the front, a couple of cables, and I don't think it came with batteries. I think I've just put those in there for now. So you need to supply your own batteries. Okay, so this is made by HoldPeak. It's a 990C SMD meter. Now, I believe that these are available from other companies as well. So let's stick some batteries in. Now, I've tested these batteries, so they're good. We're getting a beep already. So looking at it, we've got a big display here. We've got an REL button, function button, and then a 3-position switch. So the 3-position switch, first of all, we start off with the rightmost one, which is for testing batteries. The middle one, which is for testing LEDs and Zener diodes. And the leftmost one, which is for resistors, diodes, and capacitors. So if we switch it on, it straight away goes into DC mode for batteries. So what we'll do is we'll plug these in. So these go into this little bit here, and then we can test a battery. So let's do that now. And what do we get? 1.46, 1.45, yeah, okay. So quite an easy way to test a battery. Let's take these out. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use this PCB here. I did a video on this not too long ago where I built this up, and there's a bunch of LEDs in it. There's some resistors and capacitors. It's basically a practice kit. So let's move on and we'll go to the resistor, diode, and capacitor. So when you look at the screen, let me show you a bit closer up. So as you can see at the top, it's currently in auto mode and we're on resistance. So by pressing the function key, you move to the next one, which is capacitance and then diodes. Now, if you press it again, you'll get into the continuity mode. It doesn't actually mention it on here, but yeah, that's the continuity mode with the little picture of the speaker. So if we move it back into auto, and we'll just rotate this around. I'll try and keep it so that you can see it. It's a little bit tricky because of the light. Obviously, if you're using this at home, it's not such a big deal, but it's just trying to get it so the camera captures it. So 469.9, 470 k ohms. Okay. I'll try and do this up here so you can just get a better view of the screen. It's more tricky, obviously, for me because I can't really see what I'm doing. There we go. So that's 470 k ohms. So looking at the resistor itself, it's 474, so that's 470, and then another 3 zeros. Okay, so we want to measure the next one. The next row is all capacitors, so we'll change it to capacitance, and then again we'll just go over the top of here. Can't remember what these are. Let's move it in again. We'll do the right. I can't remember what these actually are. Okay, so it's 10. So that's 10 nanofarads. You can see in the bottom right hand corner here, nanofarads. Now, if we go to the diode function, let's try one of these diodes in the center of the board here. So this way around, we've got 0, 0L, so it's open. And then if we go the other way around, we should get about 0.6, I think. Yep, so there you go. So that is the diode test. Now, I don't think we've got any Zener diodes on here. Let's zoom out just a little bit. We don't have any Zener diodes on here, but we do have some LEDs. So let's move it to the LED. And then we pick an LED, and I think this way around, it doesn't light, which is right. So if I move it to, just zoom out a little bit more and go on one of the LEDs, you can see, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, let's try this one. There we go. So you can see it lights up the LEDs. So for testing LEDs, this is actually really good as well. The other thing we'll do is we'll test, it's got a continuity mode. So if we switch it on, let's get this out of the way. So you use the function key to switch it on again. Put these two together. You get the beeps, as you would expect. So let's take these out. So what I want to do is show you what this button does, the REL or REL, whichever one you want to call it. So if we go on, say, so there's four resistors in this section here, as you can see, and they're all 103s, so 10K, I believe. And you see let's zoom in just a little bit. Go on this one. So 998. And there's another one over here, which I think is slightly different. I just moved it. 995. So if we look, so 997. So if I press, so let's get the figure, 997. I'll press REL and it'll go back to 0. And then if I go on to this one, it says 0.01. So that's the difference between the resistance of this one and that one. So if you remember, this was 9.98, this was 9.97. So the difference is 0.01. And you can just keep going round to different resistors. And obviously the resistance changes slightly. So this one's 0. So there's no difference between that one and that one. And to take it out of REL mode, we just press it again. So it has a power off function, so you can hold the function button down for 2 seconds and it powers off, or it will power off itself after 15 minutes. So it does actually say on the device here, max input 36 volts DC or AC. So it does come with a set of instructions, which are pretty good as instructions go. Pretty much everything's covered. There's some safety notes. And then there's an indication here of all the things that you'll see on the display. Now the one thing it does say is never use the meter on a live circuit. So I guess you can't use it while whatever you're testing is switched on, and that's fair enough. The usual things about temperature ranges and stuff like that, and some cautions about how to use it. But overall, I would actually rate these instructions as very good. So, right, so I think that pretty much covers all the functions this has. If you're using it on like a test board such as this, it's pretty easy to get access. If you've got a different board such as this one, obviously you can see it's slightly more awkward because obviously this is a real board. And then let's pick something. So actually it's a resistor there, so let's try that one there. So yeah, you can see that things are going to get in your way, but at least you can see there, it actually has quite a lot of uses. The only thing that's perhaps a little bit that I don't like so much about this is if you're right-handed, it's fine. You can look and you can see the display. If you're left-handed, everything's upside down. So that's just one of the slight bugbears if you are left-handed. The display is nice and clear. It's not backlit at all, so obviously you do need to use it in good light. But overall, yeah, I really like it. This cost me, I think it was about 10 UK pounds. And yeah, so I think it's a very worthwhile piece of kit. If you're interested in seeing the video that I did putting this together, then I'll put a link in the description and you can have a look at that and have a good laugh at my soldering skills. I certainly think it's a good tool to have around. I probably won't use it all the time. There's certainly situations when you need to quickly test some SMD stuff, then it'll certainly have its use. Okay. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.